Hello, YouTube. It is Friday, September 16th. 6:59 p.m. Damn, almost 7 o'clock. Well, today's basically been a complete loss and waste of a day. I believe I had a really good time last night. A little bit of it I can remember. Yeah, it was one of those shows. Wow, nice headlights, dude. So, what I can remember of last night's show, which is spotty at best, was that I had a really, really amazing show. I've mentioned several times on this vlog that I do have a whole assortment of mental health issues. I've had different doctors diagnose me with different things at different times, but the ones that are pretty consistent are pretty much every psychiatrist seems to agree that I've got bipolar disorder axis 2, whatever that means. And also, wow, I just cut off a pedestrian in that crosswalk. Whoops. Was not trying to do that. He was wearing such dark clothes I didn't see him until I was already in the crosswalk. And unfortunately, he was looking out for me and just walked behind me. So, wow, bad Dan. I really, really, really try not to be the guy that does that and drive super slow approaching crosswalks. But oh well, he's still walking down McDowell. He's fine. Where was I? Sorry, I'm somebody who walks a lot. I try to be a little more observant of pedestrians than that. Oh, anyway, where was I? Yeah, so mental health diagnoses. Yeah, bipolar axis 2, and then the other one is schizoaffective disorder. Now, I have had some doctors diagnose me as full-blown schizophrenia. Generally speaking, that's been while I've been on involuntary, what the hell do you call it? Involuntary, I used to know what this stuff was called, like right off the top of my head, and now I'm forgetting. Basically an involuntary mental health evaluation, where 2 or 3 somebody's on affidavits and law enforcement was involved or whatever, or I was just so out of it that somebody brought me down to a mental hospital and they did an intake there or whatever. I've had it go both directions, but where I was on an involuntary evaluation, and if this is happening, I mean, I was having a full-blown episode, and when I've been having full-blown episodes, I've been diagnosed as straight up having schizophrenia. So, although, to be fair, I don't think I've ever had a doctor diagnose me with that at any other time. In fact, it's kind of hit and miss on the schizoaffective disorder, and I feel that's just because I manage my symptoms really well. I've been managing without, at the direction of a doctor, mind you, several doctors for several years. I've been, wow, still so much traffic at 7 p.m. It was like this going to work on Tuesday and Wednesday as well. I don't care about sports. Shut up. So I guess this traffic at this time of day is the new normal. I'm not liking this at all. It used to be 7 o'clock. You could pretty much rely on getting on the Loop 202 and heading west and not really worrying about any traffic anywhere. Now, granted, there could be an accident. I did not check the Google Traffic app before heading out. I just figured after 7 p.m. I should be fine. I guess again. I love this song. Oh yeah, there's definitely an accident or something happened. There's a cop coming up behind me with the lights going. Yeah, there's some kind of accident or something up ahead. Yeah, now's a good time to get off this road. Anyway, back to my mental health diagnosis. Sorry, I just focus number one when I'm driving always has to be driving. It's a necessary evil of doing videos like this. And I don't see me ever getting to the kind of point with YouTube where I ever sit down in a quote unquote studio and with a good microphone and spend 30 minutes actually talking to people. I don't see. Oh Jesus, this isn't good at all. Let's turn on this happy song while I try to deal with all this traffic.
Excuse me. Hey you, over there, on the chaise longue in your underwear. What are you doing sitting down? You should be horizontal now.
Starting to hear this song on the radio quite a bit, which is interesting considering how old it is. I guess that makes it a sleeper hit. Is it getting more popular now? I don't know. I should look that up. Not sure what all happened there, but there were several vehicles and tow trucks on the right. To be fair, the vehicles didn't look damaged, but I was just kind of glancing to the side, not trying to be a looky-loo fucking up traffic. I also saw a lot of pedestrians standing against the sound wall on the right there. Kind of wish I had a side view camera for moments like that. This time of night I figured I'd just be freeway all the way to Bullocks, but yeah, that's not happening. Hopefully if I make a left here, I can just bounce on over to the 51, at least over to Bethany. I dig this song. I was actually kind of glad I'm hearing it on the radio now. Oh, and for those that actually follow my karaoke and my songbook DB, I actually added this song. I want to say maybe 5-6 months ago. It's not a new song, contrary to what some people might think who only listen to the radio. I added this, and I want to say like 2 or 3 other songs by Wet Leg. They're a pretty freaking cool band. Pretty darn easy on the eyes as well. I'd throw that out there. Not even really that into white women, but those two girls are cute. So anyway, back to my mental health diagnosis. So I've been just managing my own symptoms just by being cognizant of them and trying to avoid situations which will trigger an episode, and of course making sure that I eat well and sleep well and try to stay out of high stress situations. For many years. In fact, I don't think I'm trying to think how many years ago it's been since I've been on any medication, and the last time I was on medication, I was on Depakote. But yeah, it's been quite a while. I want to say maybe maybe 10 years. 10 years I've been managing without meds, managing my symptoms without meds. Anyway, I very much remember the ride to Bullocks yesterday, which would be my last video, assuming I'm getting them all uploaded, which is not an easy thing to assume right now, but I can get to that in a moment. We need to cover that as well. because that could be a problem, plot complication. Anyway, when I'm having trouble articulating my thoughts, and when my thoughts are racing and the voices in my head are just really contradictory, that's when I know I'm definitely dealing with some symptoms. And in a perfect world, I would just be able to kind of check out for a while and just stay at home and chill out. But I don't really feel I have that luxury at Bullock's Cocktails. I actually did used to do that from time to time when I hosted for Castaways and for Gilligan's. I've been very frank and open about my mental health with both Mike and Greg Field. After I got to know them well, it had been there a while, and they understood that sometimes if my mental health was significantly off, it was in the best interest of everybody for there just simply be no karaoke. And yeah, people would be disappointed, and yeah, they'd probably lose some business, but considering the negative, potential negative consequences of me having a full-blown episode while I'm attempting to run a karaoke show, it's it was generally. So that was, I've never really had that discussion with the owners of, in fact, I don't think I've mentioned my mental health at all to the owners of Bullock's Cocktails. I've tried my best to just consistently put on a good show there and just manage, although I've definitely had some moments there where my symptoms have reared their ugly head while I was running my show. I do feel like last night was probably one of those nights, but not in a bad way. I just want to clarify that. Not in a bad way. I don't think I'm going to find out I did something stupid. Oops. Except I'm heading to the exit lane and exit early. That's kind of something stupid. Oh, now is not the time for me to get the hiccups. We are not going down that path. Oh my goodness. God, I got the hiccups like 2 days ago too. That's crazy. I don't ever have that happen. Goodness. Okay, so anyway, going into it, I could definitely feel that was kind of that I was having racing thoughts and conflicting thoughts, but I was overall in a really, really good mood, and feeling good. And there were a lot of people that seemed really happy to see me as soon as I walked in, including this one gal who I don't really want to state her name because I don't know who else watching me these days. But she said hi to me right as I was coming in the back patio, and I sat and kind of told her like what had happened with me with the forklifts over the last couple of days at Amazon, which has had me feeling kind of anxious, which is good. I really needed to kind of get that off my chest with someone. But she's really cute. I find her super attractive. Although it also was one of those moments that made me nervous about how bad my vision is declining, because she said hi to me as I was walking onto the back patio, and I looked over and I could not see her clearly enough to recognize her. And I was like, "Hey, who's that?" And I ended up like walking closer so I could tell who it was, and which is definitely a socially awkward maneuver. And she was, as soon as I realized who it was like ecstatic to see her. As I've said, I find her very, very attractive, and I've met her outside of Bullock's, just happenstance a couple of times. I've ran into her on the bus, so. I talked to her a few times throughout the night. Because I know she had been on the bus for about as long as I had, maybe a little longer, and had told me about the bad time she'd had with cars. And at one point she was like, I guess she was going through such a bad time with cars, she's like, "I'm never getting a car again. I fucking hate cars." Anyway, she got another car. It's kind of what you have to do in Phoenix. Trying to live in Phoenix without a car it's not impossible. I mean, I've proven on this vlog it's not impossible, but it's you're kind of a glutton for punishment if you do it in most situations, unless you're really fortunate and like live and work and your whole life is all along one bus route or along the light rail. Unless that's you, and that describes very few people. It's tough. It's tough to survive in this very car-centric city. In fact, I was speaking of it being a car-centric city, I think it was the most recent video from Not Just Bikes stated that, at least from a raw numbers standpoint, that Phoenix is the deadliest city in the United States to be a pedestrian. That we lead the nation by a pretty wide margin in car pedestrian deaths and car pedestrian injuries. So there's that. Yes. And how did I start this video? Just pulling right in front of somebody walking through a crosswalk. I guess I'm case in point. Although to be fair, that guy shouldn't be wearing black clothes on a dark crosswalk. And maybe Phoenix should put some better lighting there. Whatever. But the bottom line is I should have been a lot slower approaching McDowell Road and watching for the potential of a person walking down the sidewalk on McDowell Road, which, by the way, is a really hostile sidewalk. I've walked it many times. In fact, I've vlogged carrying my phone, talking to y'all down that sidewalk several times as well. So, anyway, so back to last night's show. So I went into last night knowing that I was, definitely symptomatic of my mental health issues and kind of concerned about that. And so the first thing I did is I drank an energy drink. We've got, I don't know what it's called. It's like an imitation Red Bull on the gun. And I don't usually drink that stuff, but I was just thinking, that I was as unclear as my thoughts were and as kind of tired and groggy as I was, that maybe downing a pint of that would help get my head right. So yeah, there was that, and I drank that while I was setting all my equipment up. Got my equipment set up. I didn't get it done before the end of the game. There was all of like 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter for Thursday night football. When I got in and went to set up. And speaking of Thursday night football, and I was not planning on going on this tangent, but what the hell is up with Thursday night football this year? It's no longer broadcast on TV anymore? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, it used to be football was a national sport that was carried on national broadcast TV. So you didn't have to have some kind of a pay or subscription service to watch it. I guess those days are over. I'm not even a football fan and this pisses me off. Didn't realize it until after the game. Now, I definitely saw the logo, and I think I even posted it on Snapchat. That, oh, look, here we go, Amazon taking over everything. And in the upper right corner is a screen bug. Ambulance coming on the right here. Oh, fun. I'm following an ambulance. You guys are really going to run that yellow light. Wow. Wow. I cannot believe both cars in front of me chose to run the yellow light instead of just sitting here at this red light and letting that ambulance get some safe space in front of us. It never fails to amuse and amaze me just how rude and inconsiderate Phoenix drivers are these days. Just, yeah. Run that yellow light that you weren't, yellow light's okay to enter the intersection if you're already moving. Those guys both ran a yellow light from a dead stop to tailgate an ambulance. Damn. Heaven forbid they wait that long for the green light to have some roughly a half mile of safe distance between them and an ambulance and whatever the ambulance is going after. I feel sad for the ambulance driver. Oh, where was I? Sorry, I'm tackling so many subjects at once. I'm not going to include any of them. It's going to be another one of those videos. NFL. So yeah, it definitely caught my eye on the screen bug that there was a there was the NFL logo, and right next to it was the little Amazon Smile logo. And I remember snapping that with kind of a sarcastic, look, here, Amazon's taken over everything now. And I noticed one screen animation that kind of had a swirling Amazon, the Smile Prime logo as well. I wasn't really watching the game. My focus was mostly on setting up my stuff, but it was as I was in front of the big screen at Bullock's, putting up my small screen on the tripod, and I just kind of caught that out of the corner of my eye and thought, well, that was odd. But as I was watching the broadcast, it didn't occur to me that there was anything unusual about it. As it was, it had the usual commercials, and it just looked like a pretty ordinary, Thursday night football broadcast. It didn't really strike me as unusual until the post-game show was over. And at that time, like at one point, I know I turned the volume down on it, but they left the post-game show up on all the TVs. I can't believe I didn't get that light green. It used to be on all the stroads in Phoenix, if you did the speed limit, all the lights were timed, so you'd get them green. But the light rail traffic lights have definitely put a monkey wrench in that light timing system. So, before the light rail, I would have unquestionably, leaving from that one green, got, at 7th Avenue, got 19th Avenue green. But whatever, I'm not in a huge rush, and I'm trying to get all these stories out. So where was I? The broadcast looked pretty normal from what little bit of it I was watching. And it went into a post-game show, which again, pretty normal Thursday night football fare. But then at the end of the post-game, it just went to a screensaver on the DirecTV, which is like, whoa. This is not even on a regular cable channel. This isn't on ESPN. This isn't even on NFL Network or TBS or And I honestly, Thursday Night Football, I would expect to be on, one of the big broadcast networks. Either CBS, ABC, NBC or Fox. But no, it was on one of those apparently high numbered, only for the broadcast channels that ceases to exist at the end of the post-game show, just like they do on DirecTV with NFL Sunday Ticket, which just had me flabbergasted. But the screensaver that came on surprised me even more. It was like this whole Amazon thing that basically said Thursday Night Football exclusively on Amazon Prime. And mind you, I have nothing against Amazon Prime. I mean, for God's sake, I work for Amazon. But wow. So now the only way to watch Thursday Night Football, short of going to a bar and watching it like that, is to either have to pay for internet and have to pay for Amazon's Prime streaming services, or have to pay for DirecTV and presumably some kind of extended package that includes that. For Thursday Night Football. Wow. Shame on you, NFL. That's all. I'm not even shame on Amazon. Amazon is just doing their thing, but shame on you, NFL, for that. Now, I figure it's going to be good for me. I'm not even, I'm not even a football fan. I, care one way or the other about that. I'm just flabbergasted that happened. It's going to be good for me because I would imagine there's a lot of people that are going to come to Bullock's to watch the Thursday Night Football game that don't have and can't afford DirecTV plus whatever extra package you need to get that. And also, sorry about that, YouTube. My alarm just went off, and apparently I touched the wrong part of the screen that makes it stop recording and turns the alarm full screen. It seems to me on any mobile phone that if you've got an alarm set and you're actively doing video recording, that the OS would be smart enough to turn the alarm into just a pop-up notification, so it wouldn't fuck with your video recording. But nah, neither Android nor iOS seem to be able to figure that out. So, hopefully I got a way to combine these videos together. They might be uploaded separately. So anyway, I was going off about the NFL. I'm pretty much done with that. Yeah, so it's going to be good for me because I got a feeling more people are going to be coming into the bar to watch the game because not everybody can afford DirecTV. DirecTV is freaking expensive, and I think most people have access to the internet, but I don't think everybody, especially not in a neighborhood this low end, has got the money for a TV with streaming services and also Amazon Prime. An internet that they can run to put streaming services on their TV. I think NFL has seriously limited their viewing audience by making this decision, and I hope it bites them in the ass. I really do. I'm practically here, so I need to finish up what I'm doing. I guess I'll talk more about last night, what I can remember and my show on the next video, and everything else, because I'm here. The one thing I definitely do want to mention though before I wrap things up here. I hope I can park on the left. No, I'm too late to get the good parking. Park here. I don't like parking over here at the lunchbox because it's not Bullock's parking, but the lunchbox is closed, and everybody else seems to do it with that problem. So what the hell? So somewhere last night, and I absolutely do not remember doing it. But somewhere last night, I dropped and destroyed the screen on my iPhone. Just absolutely annihilated it. So, that's definitely going to have an impact on the channel since a lot of my videos were shot on the iPhone. Now, I do have everything backed up on the iCloud. I'm going to go ahead and take my computer home.